The greatest feeling in the world was holding my own gun. I'm hypertensive, but all my decisions been wholesome. My independence had me flipping on siblings I stole from. Said I'm just big and loud. Well, £1/2 is my silent treatment. I punched out plugs I could've stopped from eating.
Stash of the product, shy nigga got a gun in the mask in the grass, it's a popper. I was Robin Hood with the stock, don't get shot up. Now I'm watching Robin Hood and my stocks, they just shot up. You know what's crazy?
Yo,
I was watching a couple docs on Big Pod, 50, and it just, I started to get this epiphany that, yo, nobody really gets to that level without having some sort of drama. Like, when you break down like Biggie and everything that he was going through with Nas and Pac, and it was like once he became like the acclaimed King of New York, everybody was just teaming up to take him down. You know what I mean? You had Ghost and Ray with the skits, throwing like little shots here and there. You had Nas, who was supposed to be cool with Big, hanging out with them and doing songs with them, and then Big is like, yo, you fucking with these niggas taking shots at me. Oh, okay, all y'all niggas want it? All right, cool. And you get the kick in the door joint. And I wasn't realizing that Big was throwing Nas's daughter into the rhymes with Victory. Yo, man, Destiny lays in my hands, and that lays in my... I'm like, oh shit, this whole shit was just built on, I want to say friendly competition, but it wasn't always friendly competition because you heard the stories behind the scenes of people showing up to studios and getting pummeled and shit like that. And I'm like, you know, it kind of had me thinking like, did I have like hip hop wrong? Did I think at a young age that it was possible that you could get into this shit and you could just be good at rhyming and make it to the top? Or did you have to go through some fucking secret wars with everybody in the fucking industry?
more money, more problems.
No, but the hip hop was built off of beef, off
Yeah,
of battling.
but you realize like, okay,
Not when it started.
That's what it was built.
Not when it
one of the
started.
biggest artists in the
Extra
world that hardly gets mentioned in the top 10, 50 Cent. If you go back and you look at the timeline, you see how many niggas he was beefing with? Like throughout his whole career, it's like, damn, dog, like niggas can't just get along and sell millions of records. Like, this shit is kind of fucked up.
Well, 50 had a strategy though. That's a little different.
Yeah, I attribute
50
that
had a
more to
strategy.
him.
When he came in, pause, he was shitting on a lot of niggas. That, you know what I mean, how to rob the industry niggas.
That was his strategy.
But some niggas took that personal.
Right.
That's on them. Niggas took that personal.
That's on them to take it personal. That was his strategy. Like, yo, I'm over here. I need to get up here. You niggas is in between. So I'm going to talk about you niggas and I'm going to get on. Because y'all going to be forced to respond to me.
That shit was fire though.
That was a strategy, bro. He didn't have personal beef with none of them niggas prior to that.
I don't know if any of them
He
really
didn't care,
took it
bro.
personal.
Wu took it personal.
Compared to what they could have done.
But it wasn't,
took it
not
personal.
necessarily, because then when they run into him,
Exactly.
it's handshakes and hugs.
Right.
Exactly. That's
Like
what I'm
Big
saying.
was
I don't
even
think
throwing
it is.
shots at Jay-Z that I didn't know about.
On what?
Competition.
Conscience of your nonsense in 88 sold more powder than Johnson & Johnson partner. I'm still spending money from 88.
The Lock said Big was taking shots at him on records they was on together.
That's different.
It
it's
all
all the
feels
same.
like competition to me.
Friendly
It's all
conversation.
It's all competition without malice.
That's what hip hop is based
50 was
off of, bro.
trolling, but he was the first person we saw trolling at that level. I just looked at him like as the original blueprint.
I don't know
for the
about the
trolling.
level of this trolling, man. When you seeing motherfuckers getting slammed on their head.
Who was getting
and
slammed on their head?
Gunplay.
But that was after. I'm talking about when he
What do you
came
mean
in.
it's after? It's
I'm
still
talking about when he
part of it.
came in the game. He came in trolling. All that looked like trolling. If he had to keep that going in order to, which he didn't, If he needed to keep
no,
that,
he pretty much did.
Gunplay
got slammed on his head because he was like around and like try to attack niggas type shit.
I
That's
said
why
if he
got
needed
dunked
to
on his
keep
head.
it going, which he did not need to keep it going, because at that point, the point we talking about, he was super successful.
All right, are the biggest hip hop, is hip hop success in this rap game built on how people perceive you as far as handling beef and like someone said the reason why battle rappers don't really like do it like that with music is because you see these guys being confronted and being screamed in their face and nothing happens. So it kind of takes away from the aura of who they could be musically.
It doesn't make as much money as it would.
They, you know what I mean?
with
Y'all
a
just
regulator.
viewed in a certain light, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Don't say y'all, please.
No, battle rappers.
Yeah.
Battle rappers is viewed in a certain, so like, there's certain people that just want to hear y'all battle. They don't want to hear y'all do music. They just want to hear y'all battle. Like, this is what y'all do.
But the question I'm asking is, if lyrically you're able to put together these disses, but you're not actually tough, which we find out down the line, 90% of these niggas ain't.
Right.
Is that area, that gray area of, oh, this niggas really might be street, they really might clap it out, is that what's really creating the mystique that makes people interested in these careers, in their careers?
Just depends on the character.
I believe it builds anticipation. It builds anticipation of what can be. So in the record labels, they have all the marketing dollars in the world, all the advertising dollars. They have people sitting in the office and saying, we're gonna take this piece and put this piece over here. This is gonna create this, and this is how we're gonna make our money. So is hip hop from its foundation was always based off of beefing or competing in some form of fashion because it brings crowds. It brings people out to see what the fuck is gonna happen.
Right, but were our forefathers, I don't want to say clout chasers, but there was a lot of this shit going on.
That's just for the sake of competition.
For the sake of competition.
I
But,
think most
but
of
it's
that
not
should be
friendly
just
competition.
I mean, shit. There's basketball games where it's supposed to be friendly competition, but them niggas is fighting. It's competition. It's just shit get heated sometimes.
Right, but that doesn't say who wins the championship. Like if you punch 50 niggas in the face on a basketball court, you don't automatically get a ring at the end of the season. You dig what I'm saying?
Friendly competition's a myth.
It's a myth.
Doesn't exist.
It's not friendly at all.
It's not real.
What's not real?
Friendly competition.
Why not?
Why?
Where's the friendly part?
Yeah.
Most of the rappers, when I came in, I thought it was a competitive space. I thought that there was a thing like just rappers wanted to be the best rapper. Why did I think that? But rappers quickly explained to me that you can affect my bottom line with the things that you say about me. And that could affect my career, could affect how I'm viewed, perception, my fans. And if that's in play.
In the bag.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if those things are in play, then it can never truly be friendly competition.
Right. I get it.
When we get on the court, we could be friends in the locker room. But when we get on the court, if I go too crazy on MECC, your GM might come talk to you after the game. Like that affects your real life. It's not friendly anymore.
Unless you're winning.
Unless everybody.
But it's not friendly if you're winning either.
Oh yeah, sure it is. Sure it is. So it's super friendly.
I beg to differ
if I'm
because
winning, it's all friendly. if I'm
But again,
if I'm
now
winning, it's all
two of
friendly.
the biggest winners
you get
lost
back
their life behind
You
this
get back to 8% of hip hop.
That's a true statement. Man.
I think that the angle that you're coming from is mostly 50 Cent as far as like you have to cause a bunch of shit
It's
to get
not.
on top.
It's Tupac.
Tupac and Biggie.
Okay, that's two guys. Nas didn't do that.
I'm sorry, was KRS-One launching motherfuckers off the stage?
That was after he was already established. Nas didn't do it. He was already that guy when he ran down on PMB.
All right, you guys, you're from a different era. I began to acknowledge KRS-One when he was dissing niggas.
He was always dissing niggas.
Yeah.
He didn't get physical till that thing you're talking about. But he was always competing. He came out going at MC Shan's neck, but it wasn't on some it wasn't on some trolling shit. It was on some there can be only one, and I'm KRS, and you're the top dog, and I'm gonna go with the top dog because that's where I believe I belong.
Is that the repetitive marketing strategy of all the top dogs in the game?
That's competition. That's competition. And MC Shan accepted the challenge because he was a real MC. It wasn't profitable for him to do it. It wasn't smart for him to. He didn't have to. He could have ignored KRS-One and we'd never hear from KRS-One again. He could have ignored him completely. He did it because the art calls for competing with the best at the highest level at that time. I'm not talking about now where Joe is speaking on you can affect my bottom line. Shan got his bottom line affected by acknowledging KRS-One, period.
Right.
He didn't have to, though, is my point.
He had. How do you
Because
not do that?
Because he was already where he was, and if he'd ignored this little startup nigga from the Bronx, he wouldn't have been affected at all.
I'm sorry, I don't think he would have stopped that record. In the same way that Ja Rule tried to ignore 50, and by the time he responded, it was too late.
Different era, different time, way more exposure. The stakes are way higher. We talk about two different eras.
Right.
And the eras matter. The time frame matters.
Well, with what I was watching, it made me reassess my thought process on who the top dogs was. Because now I started looking at who was able to get there without doing this shit. And only one name, as far as like motherfuckers that was considered at the top of the game at one point.
No,
it's not Drake
him either.
I ain't say Drake.
But you're close.
Not him either.
It's not Jay either. Jay definitely had to take that shot at Nas. And he was taking shots at a whole bunch of other people along the way.
That's a fact.
Wayne.
Okay.
Wayne is the only motherfucker that kind of like Tai Chi blocked off the beef and rose to the top.
What about DMX?
Ja Rule.
Too. That was after.
Ja Rule, and he was taking shots.
DMX was going at everybody.
The only insult I remember was to K Solo, and he
went
blocked
at
his name
Beans
out.
too.
Nah,
he came at Hov.
That was after.
He went
That
at
was
Hov.
after, and that we talk about getting to the top. Y'all, your timeline. I'm not understanding the timeline. DMX was already who he was when he did everything that we talking about doing. So like, I'm here for it.
It was
but
just in case Solo on his first album.
But even then, he blocked the name out. Like
he didn't. That when you heard the whole K Solo.
No, you heard it because
everybody heard that. I'm not the only nigga that heard K Solo.
No, that shit wasn't on the radio when he performed.
It wasn't on the radio, but
that's my point.
Yeah,
you're
the version that
you're familiar with the real record.
That nigga K can suck my dick.
That's the actual joint. But
But I think we had a version. We
had
a version.
We had the version
that said the real name.
We knew,
it was on the clue tape. We heard it.
He didn't get.
Who's K?
He didn't.
Who's K?
He said K Solo on the actual joint.
We didn't know. The point is, the
radio
masses,
edited
the masses didn't know that he was insulting an MC in order to get at me, dog went hard without that line. That song was crazy.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
That's not what made the song, and therefore that beef is not what made his career.
However,
I don't like the Wayne example either.
You don't like the Wayne example? Who?
I mean, I didn't start to think of who. I just don't like the Wayne example.
Aside from
Jay-Z,
one or two shots in Gilly,
he came at Hov.
Where?
That was later.
Where? I know it was later.
Where?
I know it was
Where?
later.
Okay,
But we talking about Lil Wayne. So Lil Wayne came at Hov on The Greatest Rapper Alive, the mixtape, bro. When he did the Show Me What You Got over.
Because he rapped on his beat?
No, he was coming at him, bro.
What was his lines though? That made him.
What's the
when it comes,
line?
he said,
No, I remember what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about,
he
right?
had 2 years where he was sending little subtle shots over.
Yeah, bro. When he was doing all those mixtapes, the Dedication 1, 2, 3.
He had a little run where he was.
Hey, Mr. Carter.
That's why he made The Greatest Rapper Alive.
They both was on
Volume
that song, so that don't count.
No, but this is what I'm saying. He came at Hov, bro. He said,
but what was the line?
And when it comes down to this recording, I must be LeBron James if he's Jordan. I'm not talking
He did that a lot.
But that's not a shot.
No, bro,
That is a
shot.
that
That's a shot.
was.
That's a
He was
shot.
shooting at home.
That's a shot.
I'm LeBron if you Jordan.
Bro, Hov
That's
even
a shot.
acknowledged it.
You was the guy at that time. I'm the guy at this time.
No.
That's all
This
he's
is when
saying.
Hov is
But
still
it's a
outside.
shot, though.
Bro, Hov even acknowledged that, bro.
That's a shot.
And it was short-lived. It was short-lived. It didn't last long.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you turned around, they was on stage
But in
together.
Because
comparison,
then Hov was like the mixtape Weezy, and then that was the end of that.
in comparison to everyone else.
Is that friendly competition?
Of course.
When those two were traded?
Yes,
but that's not a trade.
that.
Because where's the whole
That wasn't friendly
coming back at him?
competition. What is that called?
Oh, you little
Competition.
niggas ain't deep, you dumb.
just regular
Niggas ain't
competition.
gangster, you gum. I chew little niggas, hot too, spew little niggas. I
No,
can
Jay
only
don't say
view
nobody
little
name,
niggas
bro.
like little niggas. But then little niggas try to play that boy. I little niggas with the latest toy.
Unlike you, little nigga, I'm a grown-ass man. Big shoes to fill, nigga, grown-ass pants.
Probably hustle with your pops. Go and ask your parents.
It's apparent. You're staring at a legend
Who put a few little niggas in their place
Stop it.
before.
Stop
Try
it.
to eat without saying they grace before. Blasphemous bastard, get your face restored.
Y'all viewing your version of the God. Lord,
MC little nigga, applaud. Or forever burn in the fire that I spit at y'all. I
you talking to
rebuke
Jim,
little
all the
nigga.
niggas.
The meek shall
was coming
perish,
at all
I'll
them
roof
niggas,
you,
bro.
little nigga. I'll roof you, little
I
nigga.
still say Lil Wayne is the guy who was at the top.
Yo, because Hov is like 6 foot something, and Wayne is what? I'll roof you, little. Something about that
So you
visual.
sure that was about Weezy?
No,
It
I'm
was
not
about
sure.
an
at all.
abundance of niggas.
It was about a bunch of niggas. That's when you dropped the S. Carter Volume 3.
Lil
And then he
Wayne,
did that surprise
little
concert
nigga,
at the
do the whole
BAM
thing
Theater.
like.
Jada King.
Where he
with
did
that Southern niggas.
the bowling song over. That was at the BAM Theater in Brooklyn.
But
I'll
can we
abuse
all
you, little
agree
nigga.
Lil Wayne is probably the one who was at the top of the game with the least amount of beef?
No,
Why?
I think
The
DMX
least
got
amount?
that.
I could agree with that.
I don't jack that.
When he beef with Baby, like
But that's
I don't
home
jack
team.
that.
I don't even count
How you
that.
how you put him on that list? There's two of us got shot 70 times.
Facts.
wait, what?
There's two of us got shot 70 times. What do you mean he didn't have no
People
beef?
beefing at him, not the other way around.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
If you,
It's just beef.
I'm-
He's talking
if I-
about drama.
Yeah, you in beef. That's beef.
So that's drama.
And that's not why I don't count him. Wayne was 12.
It's all around. Look around you, man. You can find inspiration. You can find discouragement. It all depends on you. Perception is everything. Some people just hear another song. Some people hear the greatest. A nigga used to have no chill. Nowadays I bump side A. Traffic going bumper to bumper, stuck on the highway.